Okay, let's forget about IQ tests and perfect report cards for just a minute. What if the real signs of a brilliant mind aren't in a textbook, but in your weirdest, most peculiar habits? We're going to decode 6 of those so-called weird traits that might actually be the secret blueprint of a genius.
So let's get right to it. Think about your own little quirks, the things you do every day that maybe you don't even talk about. Could they be more than just oddities? Could they actually be clues that your brain is wired in a uniquely powerful way? Well, that is the exact question we are diving into today.
We're going way beyond just being book smart here. The habits we're about to cover, they point to a whole different kind of intelligence. One that's super creative, deeply analytical, and is constantly spotting connections that pretty much everyone else misses. Let's see how these quirks show a brain that's firing on all cylinders.
All right, first up, our first 2 habits are all about what's going on inside your head. We're talking about the self-talkers and the overthinkers, 2 traits that, let's be honest, are often totally misunderstood, but are actually signs of some seriously deep thinking. Come on, we've all heard this, right? If you're caught muttering to yourself, people think you're a little strange, maybe even that you're losing your marbles. But what if that idea is completely and utterly wrong? Let's take a look at what's really going on. The truth is, talking to yourself is far from weird. Actually, think of it like your brain is using an external hard drive to process things. Psychologists have found that this kind of self-talk helps you grab the steering wheel of your own thoughts, organize really complex ideas, and solve problems in real time. And this process, it has some serious perks for your brain. When you talk through a problem out loud, you're literally forcing your brain to organize it. Saying something helps lock it into your memory better. And all of that leads to clearer thinking and, you guessed it, smarter decisions. Okay, now let's tackle another big one, overthinking. Most people just see it as a negative thing, right? A one-way ticket to Stressville. And yeah, it can definitely feel that way sometimes, but there is a whole other side to this story. For a highly intelligent mind, overthinking isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's the sign of a super active brain that's basically running a bunch of simulations. It refuses to just accept the easy surface-level answer. It's doing a deep dive analysis of, well, everything. So let's just reframe this for a second. An overthinking mind isn't just stuck worrying. No, it's actively analyzing every angle, exploring all the possible answers, and trying to predict what's going to happen next. You ask a simple question, and this type of mind is already mapping out a dozen different scenarios. I mean, that's a seriously powerful engine at work. Okay, let's move on to our next couple of habits, and you'll see how this all starts to connect. We're looking at the curious daydreamers now, the people whose minds seem to wander off, not because they're bored, but because they're on a quest for new ideas. This is just a core trait of genius, plain old intellectual curiosity. It's that unstoppable urge to ask why and how come. A really intelligent person doesn't just see the world, they want to take it apart, see how it ticks, and learn everything they can. It's why you might suddenly find yourself in a 2-hour internet rabbit hole on the history of doorknobs at 3 a.m.
And here it is, another classic. Daydreaming gets such a bad rap, right? It's labeled as lazy, unproductive, a sign you're not paying attention. But for an intelligent mind, nothing could be further from the truth. The reality? Daydreaming is a creative superpower. It's like your brain's own private workshop, a place where it can smash together seemingly random ideas and solve problems that focused step-by-step thinking just can't handle. Seriously, this is where the magic happens. Your brain has this thing called a default mode network that lights up when you're daydreaming. It's not off, it's working hard in the background, connecting all these different ideas to create those amazing aha moments. I mean, some of the biggest breakthroughs in history happened when someone was just spacing out. So our final 2 habits are all about pushing boundaries. We're talking about challenging the normal 9 to 5 rhythm of the day and the accepted ways of thinking. Get ready for the night owls and the relentless questioners. Do you ever find that your brain just clicks on when everyone else is going to bed? Well, you are not alone. So many highly intelligent people are night owls. They find that the quiet, the solitude of the late hours lets them get into this state of deep, uninterrupted focus. So while a lot of people hit their peak in the morning, the night owl's brain can be absolutely on fire in the middle of the night. This isn't about being lazy, it's about having a different biological clock. Think about people like Winston Churchill or Barack Obama. Both were famous for their late-night work sessions. They were just using their natural rhythm to be incredibly productive. And that brings us to our last and maybe most important habit of all, questioning everything.
On one side, you have the status quo mindset that just says, well, this is how we've always done it. But on the other, you have the high IQ mindset, which instinctively asks, but why? Is there a better way? And let's be really clear here. Challenging the rules isn't just about being a rebel. It's the sign of a powerful mind that refuses to just passively accept information. This is the mindset that fights against just being lazy with our thinking, and it's the very thing that fuels every single innovation and discovery, from science to art. So let's bring this all home. These habits, they aren't just random quirks. They're all pieces of a puzzle, what we could call your eccentric genius. It's all about embracing the fact that your mind is just wired to see the world a little bit differently. So there you have it. 6 habits that show your brain might be operating on a totally different frequency, processing the world with more depth, more creativity, and way more curiosity. So let's just reframe this once and for all. Talking to yourself, overthinking, daydreaming, these habits are not weird. They are the signatures of a complex, creative, and incredibly active mind. They are strengths. They should be understood, and they should definitely be embraced. And that brings us to our final thought. As you look back at this list, the self-talker, the overthinker, the daydreamer, the night owl, which of these habits really defines you? Because recognizing them isn't just interesting, it's about acknowledging the unique and powerful way your mind actually works.